will be a short price favourite to win the Spring Champion, the Harry Angel Colt. Anyhow, down to business, the midway, they're locked and loaded. Light is on, and in fact, the light wasn't on, but they're off and racing. Fire and Ice and Lancaster Bomber jump well. Vindication right there together with Cecil Street Lad. IPO moves into a pretty good spot off the back of the speed. Cuban Grand Chico out wide going forward. So's the favourite Chief Conductor in a 3-wide spot. Fire and Ice is back in the field and wide on the outside of Ningaloo Star. Then came further back to Maresca on the rails. A couple of lengths. Then on the outs, 2 lengths further back to Annulus and Spirit of Varanasi. So Cecil Street Lad races to the lead by a length on Lancaster Bomber. Vindication third from Cuban Grand Chico. Chief Conductor making hard work of it out wide on the red side winkers. IPO's darting up the inside. At the 300, Cecil Street Lad 2 lengths clear. Flat to the boards, Lancaster Bomber. Vindication. IPO making good ground towards the inside. Chief Conductor won't run a place, but Cecil Street Lad a good leader. Cecil Street Lad 50 out from Vindication. IPO's lifting in the middle. IPO burst through and got up right on the post. IPO nailed either Cecil Street Lad, Vindication. Ningaloo Star hit the line well in fourth, followed then by Sori. Further back then to Lancaster Bomber, Cuban Grand Chico, Fire and Ice, Maresca, Annulus. Chief Conductor never looked a chance, and Spirit of Varanasi was last.
IPO, number 9's going to burst through in the centre and grab this. Number 9, IPO, Jason Collett for Richard and Will Friedman. Cecil Street Lad over on the inside was trying to hold on. Vindication lifting and IPO bursting through. And then Ningaloo Star came at them as well. So IPO's won it. I can't see... Can you see the inside nose, Ronnie? Is it maybe run second?
Yeah, there's
Cecil
not much
Street Lad. You just can't see the nose. It has. In fact, the numbers are up. 9 wins IPO, 1 second Cecil Street Lad, 5 has run third Vindication, and number 10 Ningaloo Street a breath away in fourth.
Yeah, the late market got that right, that race right, and she just got all the breaks on the inside there, just watched it all unfold, took that narrow split late and landed some nice little bets there. He was game in defeat. He had to, take it up with 60 kilos there, Cecil Street Lad, after that freshen. And he just gets nabbed on the line there. And Vindication went well nice and fresh with Ningaloo Star hitting the line okay. The favourite missed the start, flat as attack, and never in it there. So a real flop, never in contention, Chief Conductor. He just wasn't himself at all.
Well done, Richard. She's come back really well.
She has. She's having the best preparation of her life at the moment, so it's nice to see. She's matured into a really nice mare.
And Jason Collett in that stalking sniper role.
I tell you what, he gives me heart failure sometimes. I could see him at the top of the straight. I could see his green colours, but it was behind a sea of other horses, and I thought, where is he going to go? But he found a way.
He always does.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes he does anyway.
Yeah.
What do you do? Well, that's a midway, so you just aim just a little bit higher.
Well, if we can get in another midway with a decent weight, and I think she's competitive at this level, and benchmark 72 to 78, somewhere in there. She's doing a great job.
Good job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done, Jace. What a ride.
Yeah, thank you. Probably I didn't step away cleanly, and then obviously the favourite didn't step as well, so that sort of took out sort of what was probably anticipated speed, but the pressure was on, and then it raced up outside me, which got my mare running through the middle section, which I didn't like at all, and just left probably a bit flat-footed on straightening, so just sort of regathered and stuck to the inner, and luckily there was a path there to come out.
Still got good improvement?
Yeah, she was lovely and relaxed today. From what I can tell, she can be maybe a bit on the higher strung side, so I was pretty happy the way she went to the start and the way she handled it. So you'd like to think it's a good sign for a mare. It's racing well.
Right on, mate.
Thanks.
And the light is on. Ready for race 2 there, Offhand Racing. Marnix jumped well together with Wizard of Oz, wide out. Kimberley Secret showing good muster. Dollar Magic Handy going to third inside Atmosphere. Then came Pioneer River down on the rails. A length further back to Delalap. Marnix gets back, so does Sevignac. Capo Strato sees them all. So Dollar Magic's burst up the inside to hold out Kimberley Secrets and Wizard of Oz. Pioneer River gets a great run fourth the rails. A length further back to Atmosphere. A length and a half Delalap. Sevignac starts a runner going around the field, followed by Marnix, and still last is Capo Strato. 600 to go. Dollar Magic a neck in front to Kimberley Secrets, then Wizard of Oz, Pioneer River, tucked between runners Atmosphere. Then came Sevignac and Dalalat as they straighten up. Dollar Magic swings in front by a length on Kimberley Secrets. Then came Atmosphere, Pioneer River under the pump on the inside. Dalalat starting to pick up the bridle, slicing through the pack. Dollar Magic in front from Kimberley Secrets, Wizard of Oz, Atmosphere, Dalalat slicing through. Marnix back on the inside, but Dollar Magic a length and a half clear inside the 50. There's a swarm coming. Dollar Magic just in front. Marnix up the fence. Marnix bobbed and got there. Marnix beat Dollar Magic. I've got no idea about third. Pioneer River, Dalalat, Atmosphere. Then came Wizard of Oz from Capo Strata, Sevignac and Kimberley Secrets.
Marnix, right along the inside, has got the money. Number 6, Marnix, is going to pay $33.80 and $7 on the tote. $33.80 and $7. Dollar Magic's going to run second, number 9, and we'll try and line them up for third. We're just waiting on a replay to come up. It'll be 6 and then 9. Okay, here's a low shot. There's Marnix getting underneath Dollar Magic, and we'll just try and work out all the other noses. There are a stack there. 109.46 they've run for the 1200, 34.59, and Pioneer River, Dalalat, Atmosphere. Who's got the nose down? Pioneer River may have come back and got 30, has. And one Atmosphere's fourth, so it's 6, 9, 4 and 1, Ronnie.
Well, he was the only horse they didn't want. 40 to 1 chance, and everything else was backed in the race. So, and he ducks back to the inside. What was that? Was that a winning move? He was sort of going nowhere. He ducks back to the inside and was too strong. He can pull a run out fresh, even though he's won up to 1,500 metres, and gets the job done. Dollar Magic's battled on well. He's a funny horse, that Pioneer River. He was travelling, and then he was going to run last, and then he decided to have another go and run third. So.
Congratulations, Rachel. What did you say to young Reese Jones there when you got up the inside?
He wasn't very happy with me afterwards, but he left a gap, so I took it.
You're telling the shortest way home is the fence?
Exactly, yeah. You taught me that.
Great ride. You obviously tried to come around but opted to go back to the inside.
Yeah, look, I was sort of just wanted to cuddle him a little bit the first half. He's first up for a little while and let him finish off, and they just were sort of all cluttered up at the top of the straight, and there wasn't many options, and looked back towards the inside and saw a big opening. So once he found that fence, he actually really found again, and I think it helped him get home.
Good improvement?
Yeah, he's got plenty of improvement to come. And even Richie before the race said, he's might just still sort of need this run, but he's in for a good prep if he needed that.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, Richard Litt, big odds today. Did it surprise you?
Yeah, absolutely. He'd been off for a long time, and to get back and hit the line like that, well done to Rach, and thank you to Wendy and Octavio. They're huge supporters of mine, and we probably haven't been having the smoothest runs at the moment with some nice horses, so it's wonderful to get a good job done like that for them today.
Might be in for good prep.
Yeah, absolutely. I sort of, that wasn't in the plan to win today, so I have to have a look around and see where we'll go from here. But it's just wonderful to get them back. Saturday winners for my stable are, huge. They're like the Group 1s to us small trainers, and, we've had a little bit of a lean run, and I'm very proud of my staff. They've stuck with it, and we've worked hard, and we seem to be getting back on the board.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good on you.
Highway over 1,200 metres. Florino, the post-time favourite. Racing now. Florino jumped about midfield. Iron Will began sharply as usual, and Iron Will's going to lead initially. Right on the scene is All About Roy going underneath. Wide out on the track is Transplant drifting back a little bit as Love Shuck quickly goes to third. Transplant fourth. Florino well positioned by Bullock in fifth, trucking along. They're followed further back then by Raj Nish on the rails. Not too far away, Bandy's Boy, followed by Extreme Choice. Now well back is Sumptree in the black cap on the inside is Super Extreme. North of Eli out deep. The Dramatist down to the rails from Montebello's Charm, Sharp Shock and Unrelenting 4 wide at the rear of the field. All About Roy just leads from Iron Will as they come around the turn. Florino moving into it. 3 wide in the yellow cap. Love Shuck pinned away on the fence in fourth. Followed then by Raj Nish, Sumtree and further back to Bandy's Boy inside the 300 metres now. It's All About Roy just the leader, but here comes Bandy's Boy letting down with a good run. Bandy's Boy got to the front. Super Extreme in pursuit. Sumtree into the clear. Bandy's Boy a length clear though, and Bandy's Boy second up, too strong on the highway, goes on to beat Super Extreme. Third position, Sumtree just in front of the Dramatist. Then came Montebello's Charm from Sharp Shock, Raj Nish, Iron Will, All About Roy. Unrelenting had a pretty tough run today. Florino didn't pick up. Love Shuck next coming in from Extreme or Extravagant Choice. Then came further back north of Eli, and Transplant was well back.
It was worth the wait for Danny Williams and the owners to bring Bandy's Boy back from a long break. Second up today, back into the winner's stall, and they've run 1:9.45. Home in 34.69. Bandy's Boy, J4, Danny Williams. Too good for Super Extreme, Tom Sherry and Cameron Crockett. And Sumtree, number 13, Prebelon for Massara and Gavranich. That is the story of the highway, Ronnie.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. I really reckon those winkers really worked with him today and switched him on early. He half took up a position. Lovely ride by Jay, just bided his time. I was sort of wanted him to follow the favourite through there, but he said, no, I'm going too well. I'll come to the outside. And he put the big ones in. So he come out of better form lines there, got the big odds. He was very good again, Super Extreme, and battles on pretty well with Sumtree, who had the inside running. So a nice horse. Won't be his last win. I know he's had a few issues along the way, but a nice horse.
Yeah, he looks like he's still learning his craft too, Ronnie. Obviously, they added the winkers on today, and it's really focused him up and sharpened him up. Another great ride by J4, but I think this...
Well done, Danny. He's obviously above average.
Look, the penny hasn't dropped with him. That was a lot more encouraging. Thought the horse would run much better at Rose Hill the other day, and his mannerisms still, a bit of improvement there. But it was good to see him do everything right today and show a good turn of foot. His work through the week was good. He's come on from his last run. There's still more improvement there.
Right, and you put the winkers on today, just trying to work out what's best?
Look, a bit of each way. We had blinkers on him when we trialled him, and he did everything right. And then it was disappointing when we didn't have the blinkers on last week, and he did, he just didn't want to go. Right. So we just thought that we didn't want him over racing today. We just wanted him comfortable, but he needs to focus, and he's still got a lot of improvement mentally.
Another highway?
Yeah, look, 7 days' time was our plan. We've planned this 3 weeks, and then back up next Saturday, providing the handicapper looks after him.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jay. This horse looks like he's got a bright future.
Yeah, he's a horse that Danny's always had a lot of time for, and justified by in his first prep. Danny started him in quite some rich 2-year-old races, and obviously he's got injured along the way, and the other day he resumed. He went really good off a year break, and I think winkers on, that run under his belt back to highway grade, it all looked good. He needed to execute and get out of the gates well, which he hasn't done so far this time in his trials and race the other day, but he began a bit better today. He was able to capitalise on his draw, and it was a pretty nice win. I think he's a little bit better than highway.
Right on, mate.
Cheers.
So Colour Sergeant completes the line. The light is on and we're ready to go. Race 4 here at Randwick. And they're off and racing. Territory Express dawdled out of the gates and will settle last. Cinquetorre began really well as usual and leads from Purvade. Colour Sergeant being sent forward on the outside. High Court out deep going forward. Then Hollywood Hero and the favourite Sequester will settle in 6th and only about 3 lengths off the lead. Then a real queue up behind. Getting up the inside, Mars a bit from Karma Guay, Super Chill, Bazooka out very deep. A length and a half further back to Manda Boss down on the rails on the inside of Territory Express. Unanimous out deep and 2 lengths to Osbred Rising Sun last, so about 12 off the lead. Cinquetorre heads them up by 3/4 to Colour Sergeant. Purvade's got a good spot in 3rd, clear from High Court, 1 out, 1 back. Then Hollywood Hero sequestered and moving up on the outside, Super Chilled improving. Bazooka gets onto its back. They're followed by Mars a bit, who's pulling hard on the inside of Karma Guay. Then came Unanimous from Territory Express, Manda Boss. Osbred Rising Sun last, 600 metres to run. Cinquetorre's running along by 3/4 to Colour Sergeant. Then Purvade tucked away on the inside of Super Chilled. High Court sequestered with a big white face with cover around the turn. And Hippo pulls the favourite out wide as they straighten up now. Cinquetorre in front, by a length. Purvade's coming off the fence. Sequestered running on the outside and further back to Hollywood Hero making ground. Purvade got to Cinquetorre. Sequestered looming on the outside. Hasn't got there yet. It's Purvade going strongly. Purvade kicking inside the 100. Hollywood Hero bursting on the scene. Purvade in front from Hollywood Hero and Purvade. Mapped brilliantly there by McAvoy and Purvade won it. Hollywood Hero, Territory Express and a photo for the miners. And Sequestered a big flop today. Give it every hope. Then Cinquetorre, Manda Boss, Colour Sergeant. Further back Super Chilled, Karma Guay, Unanimous, Osbred Rising Sun, High Court, Mars a bit, Bazooka was last.
So a late lead there in betting. That's why they backed it. Purvade, who got the run of the race and the split at the right time. Karen McAvoy and Chris Waller. Purvade number 3, too good. What a big dance trial from Hollywood Hero. And Territory Express is there as well. You'll see its nose in a moment, but Purvade wins the mile.
Our beautiful ride, and the pattern in his favour, getting the right run was the difference. Holding off Hollywood Hero, he's a nice horse, this 3rd horse. He just does everything wrong. He falls out the barrier, and when the penny drops with him, he's going to win a few races. Territory Express and Sequestered on the point of the turn. You would have thought she is cruising here. Look, I don't know whether it's probably not as good out there, but the way she travelled. Maybe a mile sees her out, I don't know, but I can't find too many excuses. I thought she got a lovely ride other than the pattern of the day against. But a horse that's improving with fitness, got the right run and gets the job done at nice odds.
I think the first 3 over the line running, Ronnie, were 3 really, really nice runs. Perfect.
Well done, Charlie. Purvade, perfect run, perfect ride.
Yeah, it was. Look, we thought he would actually be a pair further back than that probably, but just because he has been firing up in his races, but he began so well and there was a lack of pace, so he got into a beautiful rhythm and really relaxed well for Kieran, which was great to see, and I think if he can continue to do that, then there's plenty more in store for him.
You'd hope to think that might be a turning point for the horse.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's obviously a step up in grade coming to a Saturday grade, but horses like that, you can often see they actually lift when they come up against better company, because the races have, generally speaking, have better tempo, so it just allows them to relax that little bit better through the mid stages. But he showed a good turn of foot, and I think Kieran had a little bit left in the locker, so it's exciting for him.
Congratulations, Kieran. It's nice enough once you got the room.
It was, Brownie, yeah. It was nice to utilise that inside draw, and just a couple of runs into his prep, he showed that he was in good form today. He travelled like a dream the whole way around. Josh was controlling the pace in front, my fella had won on this sort of ground back in the UK early in his career, so gave me good confidence. He was ready to run well.
Well done, mate.
Come, mate.
Nice tick-over trial here last Friday. The light is on. We're all set. Ready to go on the Brian Crowley Stakes. Racing now. And a great level line out. Le Parain began sharply wide out. Keenan was faster to stride. They'll vie for the early lead. Mumbai Muse bounced well into third, followed by Fire Lane improving on the rails and the inside of Midnight Opal. General Salute out deep. Balkans taken back and Armed Forces down to the rails. It's the King going. Keenan showing the way by 3/4 to Le Parain. He's very keen, the front runner. Fire Lane positioned in third. Off the course, General Salute around the favourite Mumbai Muse. Then Armed Forces, Midnight Opal. Balkan 3 wide with a bit of cover. It's a bunch field at the 600 metres and Keenan given more rain now. Gets 3/4 in front to Le Parain. General Salute the outside. Then Fire Lane, Mumbai Muse a bit cluttered up. Armed Forces the rails from Balkans. And Midnight Opal, they come up the rise. Keenan in front. Le Parain gets serious now. Le Parain went up to tackle Keenan for the front. Then General Salute. Mumbai Muse is getting a gap now as Le Parain of the 175 in front. Mumbai Muse is out now giving chase and quickly Mumbai Muse races to the lead. General Salute down the outside in a second. Mumbai Muse breaks her maiden in style today. Mumbai Muse beat General Salute. Keenan third in front of Fire Lane, Armed Forces, Midnight Opal. Le Parain stopped pretty quickly and Balkans was last in.
Mumbai Muse, a maiden no more, and she wins the listed Brian Crowley. Mumbai Muse at her 6th start. Tommy Berry, Michael Freedman will be first. General Salute will get second, and it's tight for third. Keenan over on the inside and Midnight Opal late. But all honours to Mumbai Muse.
Yeah, that was her race. Tommy stayed cool in a bit of a situation there. He knew he had a filly that could just sprint, getting that cover, and that's exactly what she did. They hammered her late there on every tote, and even with the market, that last minute of betting, the second horse was enormous. He did work out wide and really battled on really well. So, run of the race excuses for him. I think he's fought back Keenan and run third in front of Midnight Opal there, who did a good job up in class. But she deserved to win a race, and this was a lovely race for her to win and a target, a nice little stakes race for her.
In the winner's circle like he is, getting down to 54.5, he knew that something was right. Tommy wouldn't get down to that weight unless he thought this horse could run really well, but it just set up really well. He got back, bided his time. Once he got the run, it was pretty much all over.
And Corey's going to gradually get it down to 54 as well. He's in a pretty good space at the moment with his weight and his fitness, and don't be surprised if he can ride at 54 very soon.
Yeah.
In top grade all of her life, it was only a matter of time before she broke a maiden.
Yeah, it was nice to sort of make the decision to come back a grade to a race like this from what she'd been racing in and to sort of get it done. It's always good to knock your maiden off, but doing it in a listed race is even better.
Exactly, and reacted to the freshen up?
Yeah, she did. She was just a little bit flat after the T-Rose, and I had a chat to all the owners and said, I just want to back off for a week or 10 days and just let her chill out and get her feeling good again. And we were accepted for Moonee Valley today as well, but we opted to stay here just in her own backyard, even though she was taking on the colts as well. So it's nice, she's done the job now. We'll see how she pulls up. We might even have a think about going to Melbourne for a race if she comes through today well.
Are you likely to step her up in distance again?
Oh, look, she just travels so strongly. I mean, even today in the 1200 there, I thought mid-race she was really up travelling, and the family's more or less a speed family, so I think I'm starting to work her out a little bit that maybe we just sort of stick around the sprint distances.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Tommy. That was a nice win.
Yeah, it was. We've always known she's got that sort of ability, but try to step her up in trip, but she's still learning in her craft, and I reckon in time she will get over further. But you see they steadied up mid-race there. She wanted to get a little bit keen, but like we did in her trial, saved up for one last squirt, and she was too good.
54.5, how'd you go?
Yeah, I feel great, but I've taken a little while to get there. This is the first time I've done it since I've been back, and I've been back a month as of now. So it's something I haven't wanted to rush, and I'm glad I haven't because I feel so good now. So do 54 on Cup Day, but it's nice. I think Michael wanted to go to Melbourne, but he realised the prize money was a bit more here, so he stuck around. It was good for me.
You're setting them up for him.
Slowly.
Well done.
Cheers.
They're locked and loaded. Good to go now on the Craven plate. Gates are back, they're off. New Mirren given a real dig in the ribs off barrier 1. Jump well, fire, burn away well. And Skyman being sent forward, looking for the forward position. No compromise just behind her. Then came Stockman, an early gap to Renaissance Woman, Whetor, and Zayrek ridden stone cold as last. New Mirren held the front, out by a length on Skyman, who's got to a clear second. A couple off to Fire Burn without cover on the outside and no compromise. A gap then to Stockman from Whetor, Renaissance Woman, and Zayrek last of all, and would be about 10 lengths off the leader. So it's Numerian in front for Adam Hieronymus, leading out by 2 lengths now on Skyman. A gap of 2 to no compromise, railing to third in front of Fireburn. Then came Whetor, being partnered by Stockman. 2 further back then Renaissance Woman second last, and at the rear of the field is Zayrek. So Numerian starts the run down the side, a length and a quarter in front, 2 Skyman and no compromise. Fireburn fourth on the outside, then Stockman on the outside of Whetor, a length and a half Renaissance Woman, and Zayrek last of all. Stockman's pulling out from a midfield position, and Numerian leads approaching the 600 from Skyman, and Stockman goes to third, no compromise. Set a charm run fourth, the rails all the way. Then came Fireburn, Renaissance Woman moving up out wide with cover. Whetor being ridden for a bit of luck behind them, and Zayrek is last of all. He really stokes up Numerian now as they race into the straight, with Skyman sticking to the task. No compromise third, looking to come off heels. Hasn't done so as yet, might in fact be going well enough. Renaissance Woman running on, and Zayrek down the outside. Skyman moved up, one off the fence. Renaissance Woman joined it. Zayrek the outside. It's Renaissance Woman and Zayrek. Zayrek's come from last. It's only got Renaissance Woman to beat. They hit the line. If it got the bob, Zayrek will win it. Photo finish, Zayrek from Renaissance Woman and Skyman third. Followed them by no compromise, Whetor, Numerian from Fireburn and Stockman.
Okay, very, very tight. Who will get the nose down at the right time? Zayrek has come at Renaissance Woman and right on the line. He may have put his nose down where it counted. Renaissance Woman in front everywhere except there, because Zayrek has bobbed and got it. Number 5, Zayrek will be first. 10, Renaissance Woman will be second. 4, Skyman third, and Numerian is fourth. 5-10, 4-2.
Yep, they went a lot faster than expected there, and it's set up nicely for Zayrek, and he's going well this prep, just back in distance, not suitable last time, little gear change, and boy, it was just that bob of the head from a very good Renaissance Woman up in class there. She's a really nice mare in the making to do what she did here today, and no compromise, got off the bit early, but his staying prowess helped him there, rallying late. Numerian, look, I think we all expected him to roll along, and I'd suggest had his chance. But, yep, good effort from Zayrek. He deserved another win.
Yeah, Tyler and Josh Parr, they would have been a little bit concerned. They were both slow away from the gate, and once they got around the back to about the 1400 metre mark, the speed was solid, so it just set up well for them to come from behind. But this horse is obviously loaded with ability. It was just good to see him attack the line like he did here today.
That's where I wanted to be. John and Michael Hawkes and the team all said he's better ridden cold, and I knew there wasn't too much pace today, so to go back and make up that much ground, I think he's done a terrific job. I was always confident following Renaissance Woman that we were going to get the right toe into the race. It was just whether we had enough turn of foot to beat him, and in the end he did, and I thought he might have even got there a little bit too soon, but he was strong late.
So you're confident on the line that you won?
I was, yeah. I felt like I got there at the 200 and he just floated for a bit, but he really surged late and dug in. Hopefully the Gold Cup next week he can do the same.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Michael, Tyler just saying you guys believe the horse is better ridden cold.
Yeah, he was supposed to be ridden cold last start, Greg, and unfortunately didn't get the best of rides in the King Charles, and it was a tough effort. And, today there wasn't a lot of pace on speed, and people were a little bit worried about that, but just said to Tyler, you've got to ride the horse, have confidence. We've always had a high opinion of him, and it's just trying to get the best out of him, and his runs have been really good this campaign. I believe if he doesn't run fourth in the King Charles, he's thereabouts, and today it was a lot easier race, obviously, but Tyler just stalked him, and when he got to about the 600, I said to my wife, Claire, I said, well, if he can't do it today, I said, we never will. And Tyler was very patient. He just nursed him, and you know, the horse he found great late.
He sure did. That was more like the rules, I reckon.
Yeah, it was like the rules, I reckon. And you know what, he's put in a couple of good preps now, and typical European horse, they just do take that time, but it's a nice race to win. It's worth 750,000.
So what's next?
We'll just see how we go.
Yep.
You know, there's no real rush for him. And,
plenty of prize money on offer everywhere.
You know what, it's a good place to be in Sydney at the moment with the prize money, and we'll just see what happens.
Well done.
Thank you.
The Spring Champion Stakes.
It is on our last Group 1 of the year in the Rough and Racing. Tom Kitten jumped nicely off barrier 1. Gambari and the 4 going forward. Kintyre, glad you think so. They're all moving forward, and Port Lockroy moves into a prominent role. Raff Attack's not a pace factor at the moment, but now he's got the bridle and going forward, and Ravello's going with him as well. So it's Gambari in front. Now Raff Attack moves up on the outside, and Bayless will go all the way to the front. Raff Attack charges to the front now. 15 Love Early, led by 2 on Gambari. Ravello goes to third, followed by Kintyre pulling now. Glad you think so is wound up 3 wide and has to go forward. And Tom Kitten parks midfield in advance of Port Lockroy. Then came the filly Tutar Levita down on the rails from Long Jeans. A length and a half Cap Ferrar and a gap back to Madatsu. And the roughie Rambalon's last of all. So it's Raff Attack. He worked a lead out by a length and a half. Glad you think so. Worked to a clear second. Then Gambari and Kintyre deeper out on the outside of Ravello. 2 lengths away to Tom Kitten, travelling strongly on the rails in advance of Port Lockroy. Further back then to Long Jeans from Tutar Levita. Cap Ferrar between runners. 2 off to Madatsu, and Rambalon sees them all inside the 800 metres, and Raff Attack leads the way by a length to Glad You Think So. Gambari's at a cheap run on the fence. Kintyre deeper out, followed by Ravello. Then came Tom Kitten, who's gradually improving his position on the rails. Port Lockroy's come off the bridle. Then Cap Ferrar and Tutar Levita. The filly's right behind the favourite, although Hieronymus is coming well off the fence now on Tom, peeling forward as they straighten. Raff Attack with a bit of a kick. The stablemate Gambari giving chase. Tom Kitten rounding them up. So's Port Lockroy on the outside, and Tutar Levita running on. Tom Kitten got to the front. 200 metres to run, and Tom's going strongly. Look at Tom go. 2, 3, 4 in front. Cap Ferrar down the outside into second, but that's the best of Tom Kitten today. A much-deserved Group 1 victory. Tom Kitten won the Spring Champion in a cakewalk from Cap Ferrar and Gambari. Then came Tutar Levita, a gap to Port Lockroy from Raff Attack. Further back to Rambalon, Kintyre, Ravello, Glad You Think So, and Madatsu last in.
Well, Tom Kitten, the kitten has all of a sudden turned into a lion. He has bolted in the Spring Champion Stakes. The real Tom, the very best of him, has bolted in. Adam Hieronymus and James Cummings. A memorable victory in more ways than one.
Wow, I don't know who was doubting him, but anyway, he's put a space in them there. What next? That is the question. What next for a horse like him? Who knows? I don't know whether he goes to the Derby or stops or thinks of the autumn, but hopefully we get some answers today. Cape Ferrat did put in a peak performance. Gambari's really stuck on well today. The filly had a chance battling on into fourth, Tutar Levita, but he was just a different league there, Tom.
Yeah, can I just say something, Ronnie? He's nothing like that Tom you knew.
Nothing like him at all.
It's all about horse and jockey there, Ronnie. It was a terrific ride by Adam. He was always going to get a good run because he drew one, but it was just the way that he handled the horse. He's not a difficult horse to ride, but he just treated him with kid gloves today and just got the absolute dream run, pointed him in all the right directions that he needed to go. But that's the real Tom Kitten there today.
2-1.28, 35.73, the last 600. What about that last 200? And we're just waiting for James Cummings to make his way down to us. Big moment for Adam Oronis, Corey, to be riding a Group 1 winner in those silks.
It is a big moment. It's very special as a rider to put the colours on in any race, but to do it in a Group 1 race, I'm really happy for Adam. He's riding in terrific form since he's been back from his break, and just great to see him in the Group 1 circle.
James Cummings, the winning trainer, and Darren Beedman.
That's all right.
What a win.
Oh, outstanding. I mean, the horse's misfortune's been immeasurable this these past 3 starts, and it's just fantastic that he was able to get himself into the clear when he found himself in the best race of the prep, and he was able to show just how good he is.
You thought he was capable of that?
Oh, look, he's just kept improving. He's been training so solidly at Osborne Park, and look, I thought he was capable of that, yes, and he's proved to be one of the best middle distance horses in the country today. And look, a nomination in the Cox Plate wouldn't have been out of place, but if we can keep getting him better and better, then 12 months' time he might be racing on the same day down in Melbourne.
Are you going to go one more this prep?
Look, it's worth thinking about. He's a very interesting horse. He's from a quick family, but he's inbred to Machiavellian, the sire of Street Cry, and the horse is in a classic style about him. He looks like he would eat up 2,500, and the VRC Derby is, it's a time-honoured race, so certainly worthwhile thinking about. But whatever we do, it'll revolve around just how well Tom Kitten is, and that's the bottom line.
You join Anthony and Bart as other Cummings to win this race.
Yeah, well, I had whiskers on my face this morning, so I got told to take them off. Might have been bad luck. I don't think Bart would have had whiskers on his face ever coming to the track.
No way. Well done. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
Good on you. After another big moment in his career, since he's come back, he's been riding on the crest of a wave, and hence his engagement today for James Cummings. Here he is with Corey.
Well done, brother.
Thank you. Sorry. It's been a long day, but a little bit frustrating. But look, I wasn't expecting the race to pan out like it did. I felt it was quite a messy run race, and I had an idea of how I wanted to ride him. I wanted to be positive. I wanted to hold a position, and I was able to do so. And as things panned out down the back straight, he just sort of didn't really have cover. As much as he didn't, and he was just a little bit aggressive, and took me a little bit to get him to settle. And then obviously with what happened mid-race, they stopped. But it's funny, I didn't do too much form on the race because I was on the best horse, but what I did do is I watched the replays of the last probably 10 Spring Champion Stakes, and they're all run the exact same, and the 2 best rides were Collett from 1 and Josh Parr from Barrier 2. So I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible, and when I had my opportunity at the top of the straight, I seized it. I felt I exposed him too early, but he's just got so much ability.
Absolutely stoked for you, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Ruthless Dame are the last 2 to move in. $2 million in prize money, 12 mares to do battle. They're locked and loaded, and the light is on. Gates are back, they're racing, and Alcohol Free began nicely wide out. Banana Queen nicely into stride, and Paracel's not giving up the fence early. Then came Royal Merchant. Opal Ridge very handy in 5th. Then the favourite Magic Time a little bit deep around Osbred Flirt. They're followed further back in the field then as they find the positions to Roots from deeper out in the purple cap to Alencia. Going around them, Ruthless Dame. Now, Espiona settles second last in the run, and the Ruffy Dalcini's last of all. 800 to go. Banana Queen went to the front now from Alcohol Free, and Magic Times on a 3-wide path. So the favourite will have to earn a victory today. Parasol with a cheap run on the inside of Royal Merchant, and Ruthless Dame whips up, getting cover on the back of the favourite. Then came Osborne Osbred Flirt. Opal Ridge back on the rails as they approach the home corner. 500 metres to run. Banana Queen just in front from Alcohol Free. Magic Time, then Parasol. Ruthless Dame scrubbed up on the outside of Royal Merchant. Espiona's getting right to the outside and coming home with a very good run. Alcohol Free moved up, hit the lead. Magic Time keeps coming. Espiona's lengthening on the outside with Ruthless Dame knuckling down. What a great finish here. Espiona trying to shake off Ruthless Dame. Magic Time's brave. Espiona laying in, nose in front, just won it. Espiona just won the invitation from Ruthless Dame and Magic Time. Alcohol Free kicked on. That Osbred Flirt, Royal Merchant, Parasol, Opal Ridge, Dalcini, Alencia and Roots.
Espiona has won the $2 million The Invitation, and that gives Kieran McAvoy a clean sweep. He is unbeaten in this race. In its third year, Kieran McAvoy has now won every single one of them. He's done it now on Espiona, which follows last year promise of success and the inaugural invitation on Ice Bath. Espiona, out of the Everest, wins the invitation and will beat Ruthless Dame, Magic Time and Alcohol Free.
Yeah, she's a good mare and she's flying this preparation, there's no doubt about it. Wide with cover, chimed in with a customary sprint and just had enough in hand there to get the job done. She's not a big mare, she had the 59, so full credit to her and Karen to have this marvellous record in this race. Ruthless Dame was terrific in defeat there. That's not Magic Time was as good as anything. Wide, no cover, on top of the speed, and legitimate excuses for her. And Alcohol Free was really good. The other one with Everest form, she fought back hard and wasn't beaten that far at the finish. But
Congratulations, Mac. You're making this race yours, mate.
Yeah, it's a nice one to win, that's for sure. And I was lucky to get the ride on this girl. She's obviously been in great form. So it's nice to get the job done. She was able to ended up getting a nice run through. Clippo was over early and had me down to one off the rail, and then he sort of dictated to me a little bit, but then I was actually pleased when he strode forward in that 3 wide line when they set it up. I was able to pop off, get on his back and be that little bit closer. I was worried at the 300, and then at the 100 she just done enough to get her bib in front, so it was a nice win.
She's still a little bit quirky, but she's putting it together this prep.
Yeah, she just laid in a little bit, and I was confident of I wanted to try and extract a bit more out of it, but I didn't want to go bananas and have her going in and running in and bumping the horses on the inside, so it was that fine line. I needed Nash's big long legs.
That's what I was about to say, give it a Nash.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's nice to get the job done here today.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, sir.
Charlie Duckworth from the Chris Waller stable. She's now won $2.8 million with that win.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and she's probably worth even more than that. So, look, it's a lovely issue to have as an owner. And of course, as for the whole stable, she's not very straightforward, as everyone knows, and that's well publicised. But the exciting thing is, look, she's a Group 1 winner. She's a multiple $1 million winning filly. She's got a beautiful pedigree, and look, even if she gives a couple of awkward rides here and there, she's a real thrill giver, and she had to dig deep today.
Well, she seems to be thriving because she's bounced out of the Everest and put in another peak performance.
Yeah, exactly. Look, the Everest was not ideal. She didn't really get a fair crack at them at all. So to come here today and bounce through that and then have to course wide throughout, I thought, geez, you're going to have to be good today to win, and she was exactly that. Obviously, it was a high quality field, being an invitational race, and look, full credit to Kieran. He does all of his homework. He's ringing Nash how to ride her and how to get the best out of her, and look, it's a pretty special win.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
So.
Locked and loaded now for the running of the Group 2 over a mile. And the raging favourite drawn the fence, Arctic Glamour. Racing. She jumped out of right, Arctic Glamour off the inside. It's hard to pick a leader. She's right in the thick of the action. Flying Trapeze going forward together with Ostraka and Zondi's bounding through the pack. Snowman's going to settle right in that clump as well. Clear from the Little Pumper. Further back then to Queen of Dragons, who's sliding along the rails on the inside of Chrysaor. Ducasse in a 3-wide position. Peer Pressure is second last. Namesake is taken back to last. So Flying Trapeze is going to lead and lead comfortably here from Zondi. And Arctic Glamour's probing through on the fence. Going up to join Ostraka on equal third spot. Snowman between the pair in fifth. Then came the Little Pumper cast deep on the outside of Chrysaor. Queen of Dragons, Ducasse. Peer Pressure and Namesake last about 9 off the lead. 800 metres to go. Flying Trapeze bowling along in the lead by a length on Zondi. Ostraka without cover going up on the outside. Then came the hot favourite Arctic Glamour, fourth the rails. In between runners still is Snowman. From the Little Pumper, Queen of Dragons, Chrysaor. Ducasse being nudged along from Peer Pressure and Namesake sees them all. Spinning the corner now and Flying Trapeze at the 450 leads by a length on Zondi, is laying in on top of the favourite Arctic Glamour. Snowman looking to push into the clear, doing so now. It's Flying Trapeze, a length and a half clear. Arctic Glamour's off the fence. Snowman's got the reds built up. Now down the outside, Chrysaor, Ducasse and Namesake. Snowman got to the front. Snowman from Chrysaor and Ducasse. Snowman and Chrysaor. Snowman, Chrysaor lunges and got up. Chrysaor in the last bound beat Snowman and Ducasse third. Great finish overall. Then Zondi, Queen of Dragons, Namesake. Arctic Glamour got the run and no letdown by the fave. Then Flying Trapeze, Peer Pressure, the Little Pumper and Ostraka was last in. And there's a rough result in the Calendar Presnell with Chrysaor on the hands of Tyler Schiller getting there late.
Well, what a big 45 minutes or so it's been for those colours, the Star Thoroughbred colours. Espiona in the Invitation and now Chrysaor in the Calendar Presnell. Well done Denise Martin and well done to Chris Waller. He's got the Quinella here. Chrysaor has defeated Snowman. Ducasse is going to be third. And well done to Chantel. $24.50 and $4. Well picked out of the yard.
Yeah, too good, Shanny. I've been backing him to blue in the face. And just freshened with that, set up for this race beautifully by Chris. And he's settled so much better today. All those gear changes seem to work. Nice patient rider who's had a up and down day, Schiller. He's Tyler, but he's still had a good day. Follows the second horse through, gets the job done, and a good result for the stable. He's run on well there, Ducasse. He just keeps running good races. So the favourite, well, another lay of the day down, 13 straight now, and this time at $1.75.
Yeah, another terrific ride by Tyler Schiller. He got in a little bit of a bumping duel with the second horse there for a while, but he's putting him in all the right places. He's riding terrific, Tyler. Love it.
Well done, Denise Martin. Congratulations. What a 45 minutes it's been for your colours, the Star Thoroughbred colours. Espiona in the Invitation and now Chrysaor winning the Calendar Presnell. Congratulations.
Can't believe it happened. Amazing. Perfect ride. And when he trialled the other day without blinkers, he was a different horse. Lovely relaxed colt. It was a really lovely ride. So some days are diamonds and some days are diamonds, and today's been our turn.
Diamonds and diamonds.
Diamonds and stars.
$3 million in 2 races.
I know.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Thank you, Racing New South Wales.
You said after he won at Gosford that this horse was pretty special. In fact, the jockeys were telling you he had something.
Yes, he was quite a handful. So the gear changes the other day before he barrier trot, I think have helped him a lot.
Yep.
Clear air, lovely big long striding colt, and we got the result.
Well, a lugging bit off, a noseband first time. He's had synthetic hoof filler on and a visor off. He really threw everything at this, Chris, didn't he?
Absolutely. This was the last hurrah. So, I didn't want to geld him unless we had to, because, he does have ability, but it was just such a lovely race today for him. So I said to Chris, if he doesn't perform today, maybe Geld and Magic Minions, well, maybe we might have plan B now.
But now you've got a Group 2 colt.
We have. Thank you.
Exciting. And what about Espiona too?
She's great.
What a gallant mare.
Really terrific. She's got all her quirks that people know about, but she's a real talent. and she wants to do it, so I love her.
And I'm sure you love winning the Calendar Presnell. You would have read and watched Max and Kenny for years.
Oh, Kenny, what a hero. He's just wonderful, and Max. So they're just part of our lives, and I'm so thrilled to win something so significant in racing, and hello to both of them.
Well said, Denise. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Greg. Thank you.
Well done, Tyler. This game's character building, mate.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes the good draws can be bad and bad draws good, but when you get on the right horses, it always makes a difference. They assured me he was going well at home, even though his first 2 runs weren't up to par, but he got the great run today. Was nearly a little bit unlucky at the top of the straight, but he was strong late.
If he had a little bit more luck, would he have had a better turn of foot?
I think so. I sort of had to hold him up and then hold his momentum and then let him go again. So to see him stretch out late, I think he's got more in store.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
135.12, a half head the winning margin, 2 7 6 and 1, 2 Chrysaor, 7 Snowman, 6 Ducasse and 1 Namesake.
And the light is on. Golden Eagle at Rosehill next Saturday. Stand by. Racing down the last. Zuccarino flopped out a length last. Bunker Hut jumped well with Portray. Felix Majestic quickly whips up to third as Portray takes the front now. Russian Conquest goes to a clear fourth in front of the favourite Gringotts. 2 lengths to 4 for Cindy. Then came Zuccarino from Cruise Missile. And, excuse me, last of all is Sweet Mercy. So Portray heads them up. Out by a half here on Felix Majestic on a long rein. 2 after Bunker Hut. Then Russian Conquest well positioned 4th. Gringotts travelling strongly on the rails 5th in front of 4 for Cindy. Couple after Zuccarino, Cruise Missile and Sweet Mercy sees them all. Portray leads coming to the corner. Out by a length and a half. 2 Felix Majestic. Russian Conquest there on the outside of Bunker Hut. Now Gringotts still trucking along on the inside of 4 for Cindy, who's just trying to keep it down there on the fence as they come around the turn. Portray in front from Felix Majestic. Russian Conquest pulling out. Bunker Hut the rails, then 4 for Cindy, and Gringotts has got plenty of chasing to do. There's a gap between runners if good enough. Portray still in front of Russian Conquest is just about on term. Now Gringotts is coming off into the clear. Russian Conquest got to a narrow lead. Gringotts is surging home. Russian Conquest, Portray, Gringotts the outside. Favourite got up Gringotts, and there's a treble for Tyler Schiller. Gringotts nailed Russian Conquest and Portray. Then 4 for Cindy. Bunker Hut next from Felix Majestic, Sweet Mercy, well back then Cruise Missile, and Zuccarino was last.
Gringotts, the favourite in the last, has saluted. We'll start around $2.10, the tote $2.20 and $1.20, wearing them down bit by bit. Russian Conquest had grabbed Portray and Gringotts grabbed them both. And 4 for Cindy has run on well down the outside, but will miss out on the placings, running 4th. 4, 2, 5 and 10. They've run 122.87, home in 34.4 in the last. Favourite scores.
Yeah, it was hairy if you were watching him. Like Tommy Sherry moved up and tried to just jam him in there, and you thought, oh, Tyler, you're in trouble here. I think they've handled you here, but he just stays so cool in a situation. He could have easily panicked there and done something wrong. So after looking a bit ugly early, where you think, oh, he's just been a little bit lackadaisical here, he keeps that horse balanced and arrives in the nick of time.
Yeah, he's one of our future stars, Ronnie. Tyler Schiller. He's, like I said a couple of races ago, he's putting him in all the right spots. He's got great hands on a horse. Like you said, he could have panicked then and got into a bullocking match with Tommy Sherry, but he elected for him to go and then come out around him. Just another great ride by this kid. He's going great guns.
So Tyler Schiller, he's got a job to beat McDonald in a premiership, but at the moment he's staying with him. I mean, McDonald's had time off. He's in Melbourne today, and he's going to miss a few days. But
But that's what happens with these sort of jockeys when the bigger boys get down to the Melbourne Carnival and then they head to Brisbane for the Winter Carnival. Tyler will end up doing that, but for the time being, I'll be staying put and it's getting as many winners as he can under his belt.
No, you're right. And then the Carnivals will start to beckon for him because he's had a big Everest day and a big day today with a treble. Dave Eustace here as part of the team. Well done. Got the money. Tyler Schiller, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, really nice ride. We had a chat beforehand and just said, back the horses, turn a foot, ride him nice and patient. He was happy with that, and he got it spot on. He's a really good young rider. He's good to watch, and he's got really good timing.
What do you think of this horse, Gringotts?
He's a pretty good horse. I don't think we've seen the best of him. He put in some good performances in Victoria, and he's the best he's looked this prep. Physically, he's holding really nice condition, and he travelled strong without sort of overdoing it. And he will go through the grades, but he's just still a little bit mentally not 100% there. And when he does, he'll knuckle down and win a nice race.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well on you, David Eustace. Here's Tyler.
Well done, mate. Great ride. Didn't panic. You could have got into a bit of a bulletin match on there at the top of the straight, but you elected for him to go and come out around him.
Yeah, David assured me that he had a really good turn of foot, and I was just building my revs and the horses were shifting about in front of me, and I was trying not to panic and just keep him balanced. And I thought late he really dug in because early in the straight he wasn't getting there quick, but I thought late he really stretched and his last bit was strong.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
And that's the last.